then they are contradicting by themselves because the way they are paying the compensation, it's said like it's a 40%. They are paying just about just one university study, you know, came up and saying, okay, it's just statistically speaking, all those compensation money is about 40% of the real value of the properties and the real estates. Then when you ask like why, then why not it's 100% of who for? Then they say it's because it's based on the assumption that they will return there.
But how can they return it? I mean, how can you decontaminate nature? I don't understand this thinking. Is it just some kind of placebo to give the people the feeling that something is happening, or does it actually help?
Yeah, I have the same question too. I asked them, okay, when can we go back there? They don't answer you. So this is I think this is you can apply this, the characteristic to the other part of the Japanese politics actually. This is, I think, cultural sickness, I have to say. They tend to postpone the things. They cannot face it. It's same as what happened to the World War II. I think it's unlike Germany, Japan is still denying what they have done during the World War II. I don't know if it's this story of the comfort woman, those sex slaves. The administration right now is this is the Prime Minister Abe is trying to deny that, trying to modify the past they have done. And then it's so it's very opposite. I think it's what the Germany did that to the Nazis, Holocaust. Japan is still, there are many people, and including politicians, they don't want to look at the past, and they want to deny, and they want to change it.
I would like to know, I mean, for maybe not all of you know that the first part was shot right after the accident and was shown here in 2012, and this one is now 3 years later. I would be interested in your work, how you followed those people, how often have you been there, and how much material you gained, and how did you organize it? I mean, your focus is, I think, a little bit different now.
Yes. At the beginning of the filming, when I shot the Nuclear Nation 1, which came here to the Berlinale for the world premiere 2012, I was there almost every day. And this one, I went there maybe once in a week or twice a week, so maybe 10 times total in a month. So it's much less, but because it's not really many big events happening. It's more like everyday life. But it's one that's really stressful too. As you saw in the movie, people are eating this bento lunchbox every day, and the same food and the same menu, and which is very, it's not that great. And as you remember the Takako Umeda, this old lady just sitting in this art room, first floor art room, and alone all the time because she doesn't have children or a family, and she is one of those Futaba people. Who don't really have a family. So only thing she can do is just relying on this town and then just staying in this high school room. And I've seen many people. She is one of those people, and this nuclear accident, revealed that many those elderly people in Japan were really relied on the community. Even if she was alone in a Futaba town, the people were helping her to do anything. For example, going to the hospital, she was being helped by her neighbors. And now she's alone, especially after people got kicked out of this shelter. Now she's currently she's living in one subsidized apartment in Iwaki City alone, and I make a visit sometimes like at least once a month. But she is kind of feeling, I think how do I say not well. I mean, she doesn't really talk to the people. She's alone all the time. Some other elderly start showing this Alzheimer's or the dementia because it's when they were living together, people you could be more energetic because you are surrounded by the people. But now you have to live alone and apart from everything, and then many people are really suffering from dementia. And the total amount of the footage I've shot for this episode 2 was 400 hours. And out of 400 hours, I put that together to a 2 hour. And the biggest challenge for me was that to depict this internal conflict inside the town. As you saw, it's just one guy says, they get the more 20,000 yen more than the pot, or they are eating this bento lunchbox every day for free. We are not really eating the free food here, and so they start complaining, criticizing each other within same community, just because they live apart. Though I really was. I had no idea how to depict these scenes because this is a problem. This is a challenge of making a documentary about ongoing disaster. It's not ended. It's still going on. So by making this movie and showing this at the Berlinale or all over the world could harm their life now. So I thought about it through. Then I talked to the people at the Futaba and I showed this movie to the Futaba people, and then I kind of came up to this conclusion that it's not really the hatred. It's not that they hate each other, so that's why they are criticizing. It's this disaster, the nuclear disaster, which are really segregating people. And if I edit the film to make the people to think about that, then without really focusing on only this internal conflict, maybe that's the way to depict this issue, because this internal conflict is the essential for this nuclear refugee stories. It's just because the TEPCO and the government left the people like this way for a long time, people started really getting crazy and being frustrated. So that's the essence of this, this refugee lives. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any question? In the middle. Over there and.
Hey, I've got millions of questions actually, and I'm really glad you're here to talk to us about this. And I will focus on two. One thing is there any movement against nuclear power now like in Tokyo or anywhere else? Or am I really let down by all of Japan now, as it seems in the movie? And the second is, are you planning to do a third or even more? Like for decades, maybe?
There are many protests and rallies in Japan, especially every Friday. There are a huge group to go into the house of the Prime Minister and the Congress building, and they are doing the rally, and they say let's stop the nuclear and we have to move on. And the second question, yes, I'm thinking I'd like to follow this town of Futaba people until first, I went right after I started making this movie, I was saying I'm gonna just follow them until when they can return. But I don't think I can follow them